Hello tacticians! We got update notes on version 1.19 and some of us have got the update already, so I might as well highlight some of the more important stuff in it. The majorest new thing is probably the new milestone system for requisitions. The game will now keep track of how many requisitions you used, and you will unlock more or less valuable rewards for using enough, starting with a full unlock, or shards equivalent to a full unlock if you already have the hero, Azrael at 50, then Rask at 90, Eldrion at 220, Rivas at 295, Isabella at 500, Roswitha at 575, and Sarkael at 800. At 850 you will have gathered enough shards along the way to unlock Rodbone, and at 1100 you get a random legendary hero. Then, finally, you get a random hero for every consecutive 100 requisitions. On one hand, this is a neat guaranteed way to get some of the otherwise hard to obtain and quite useful heroes. On the other, I did some quick math and I got around 120 requisitions from my power level and mission level combined, 50 from the battle passes, 40 from the tournament arenas and guild wars, let's say 30 from promo codes and events, that's a guess, I do not keep track of those, 300 from completing the 15 campaigns currently in the game, and maybe 150 to 200 from friends referrals, putting me to roughly 700 to 750, plus some bought with Blackstone. This is after 2 years of playing the game as a hardcore free-to-player. So while a patient free player can get the goodies eventually, I still have to put a certified pay-to-win crap stamp on this one, dear Snowprint. Then we have the implementation of a Snowprint ID or account for an easier way to play the game across several devices. That's a good thing, but to the password requirements given as I was making it, I say longer without obligatory hashtags or numbers is easier to remember and safer against dictionary attacks. For example, a line from a song or a nursery rhyme such as "Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow" works great. Next, new Dark Angels hero, Barakael Obamiel, a Deathwing Terminator, apparently with some sort of a big plasma cannon for all your ranged massacre needs, and fisting conventionally when things get up close and personal, introduced to the game during the next 2-week hero release event. This is a good opportunity for a shameless plug of my hero release events tips and tricks video. If I forget to link it in the description, you can have a fun session of digging through my channel to find it. The next Battle Pass season hero is going to be Gant, Nerdo Gant, which I think is a solid choice as the Neurothrope is a good organism for raids, with the correct support team at least, and will earn Snowprint some good money. Aside from the usually scheduled events, we'll get the final 2 zones of the Elite Same Hand.
Yay!
A 1-week offer calendar, the Lion and the Wolf, which I suspect will revolve around Snowprint trying to sell us Space Wolves and the Dark Angels heroes and materials.
Boo!
Quests for Ascor with all Chaos, and Godsvale with all Imperials, and finally the final repeat of Ragnar's legendary release event. Finally, I will update my theory video on that in the next few days. Next major update, we are getting some sort of a log/status info on our guild for the Guild War. Looking forward to that one. Finally we will be able to name, shame and laugh at our less than ruffle-stomping guildies. And a whole 5 new Guild War maps. Thank God Emperor. The two corridory maps were really getting old.
Don't celebrate too early. 3 out of the 5 are going to be even worse most likely.
One minor noteworthy improvement, forge badges can now be crafted from smaller forge badges. While generally a waste of resources, it can come in handy in an emergency. I did buy one batch of legendary badges to upgrade an epic Eldari pistol to legendary for my Kalandis and Maugan, after not seeing one in any shop directly for a month or so. Funnily enough, I still only have 2 of those. Moving on to some precarious balancing. The Tank Smasher mini-boss will be updated to correspond to the reworked Tank Smasher hero from the next raid season on. I'm sure that's not going to make him more pleasant to fight. The Rapid Assault trait shall now also apply to ranged attacks, because Karn wouldn't be one-shotting enough after getting a sniff of Ragnar's wolf crab breath or 2 in the tournament arena otherwise. Though maybe Barakiel will have Rapid Assault too. Hell, now I want Rapid Assault on Kalandis, and on Thaddeus, and on Makotep.
Why on Makotep?
Because his damage is crap anyway, and he lags behind the other Necrons that he sped up.
That actually makes some sense, yeah.
Another change, the ammunition for the Machines of War will be given by the daily login on day 3, and some will also drop from the arena chests. Not a fan of the machines personally, but this makes the difference between the planktons and the whales a little smaller, so thank you for that, Snowprint. Credit where credit is due. Next, the Salvage mode will drop a little more gold, as well as Salvage and Machines of War components. Cross-faction, forcing us to not run just the Imperial track if we want to upgrade a machine other than the Biowar.
That sucks. The early Salvage sectors drop barely any gold.
Also, ammo grots and ammo boxes now drop Salvage too.
Which is great, and a great opportunity for another shameless plug. Go watch Boss's video on Salvage tips and tricks.
Oh right, thank you Alexa. Also, apparently a few of the Morty and Gas maps will be changed a bit, hopefully to give us more high ground opportunities against those bosses. And, sneakily, Azrael and Rask will now only be available in requisitions after you have already got them, to promote the requisition milestone system. Then again, these 2 heroes are comparatively early there, so it's not all that bad, I guess. And finally, 2 screens worth of bug fixes. The Guild Wars Armory and Fortified Position buffs not applying multiple times to summons anymore, I guess, is interesting. But I don't see any mention of the wicked Medicae buff interaction with Aleph's Scarabs being fixed. Oh well, maybe some other time then. And that's the highlights of update 1.19 in 60 seconds.
Please, do not insult your viewers, boss.
I wasn't gonna say because you were too lazy to read the updates note yourself.
Phew, I was worried there for a bit.
Well, and that's really everything. Thank you for watching. Do what Alexa's sign says, and I'll see you around, Tactician.